Hey everybody, tonight we're working on an iMac A1418. It's the small one, 21 inches and a half, something like that. What we're doing here is we're going to upgrade it. It has a regular hard drive. We're going to be putting a 500 gig SSD. So we're going to get started. This is the Mac, the newer ones, or iMacs, that this is glued. So there's an adhesive there that's got to be cut. And this is what you use, like a little pizza cutter, but it's just made for that, and it works pretty simple and pretty easy. If you're going to do this job, when you buy the adhesive all the way around, find the one that already has this in there. It's going to cost the same, and it'll already be included. So you're just going to get that in there, find a little gap. So you see it starts going in. And here I just recommend just have patience. I just go little by little, little by little, little by little. It's going to take like 10-15 minutes depending. Basically the adhesive that's there, it's like a foam. So what you're doing with this is you're just really like cutting the foam. So it's pretty good. So I'm just going to keep going round and round. Be careful here in this area with the camera. I mean, it's not super critical, but yeah, you don't want to just pry down there. And we'll just keep going. You can see how it's going in. And then the good part about this is that, this is going to eventually, let's see, once it gets all the way in, this is going to be the stopper. So you're really you're not going to damage anything, So you could probably put some pressure on it, but I just like to baby it, just let it do its thing. Also keep in mind, if you're gonna work on this, take a look at the glass, make sure you don't have any cracks or anything like that. If you do, and you do have to take it off, just be really careful, because if you got a little nick or a little crack, any pressure you put is gonna completely mess it up. So so we're you can see how it hits, kind of stops it there, and we're pretty much all the way around. Okay, that's good. And you'll feel it starting to separate. Here you got the camera there. Should be loose pretty much already. And we'll see. Another tip is put something under here so that this doesn't, you don't want this flipping over on you. So put something there to kind of keep it up. And let's see if we can start opening it up. Actually, let me do something else. I mean, this bottom part still has an adhesive, right? So we cut it all the way around, but there's still one at the bottom. But that was just in case. Just throw a little painter's tape there in case something happens with that. It doesn't just fly off. And then look here, there's still going to be probably some strands that are kind of holding it. So you open it and kind of get those off. And then here you got to be careful when you open this. Keep in mind you got a couple of flexes there. So one of the common things that happens if you didn't do your homework and you just open it up wide, you can mess one of those flexes up. So we're gonna take them off. If I can get in here, See how far we can get. And this, you could do it like this or lying down. I see people do it lying down. This one's got plenty of space there, so you got a little clip and you lift it up. And oh, this one's got 2 clips. So this one's actually pretty easy. And this one, if you see there, it's kind of the same. It looks like the same. Does it? Is it the same or does it come? Yep. Yeah, so these are pretty easy, frankly. Yeah. Oh, you got a third one. Oh, I'm sorry, that one wasn't even for there. The third one, there you go. So this one here's got like some little tabs on the sides. You gotta kind of squeeze them, but it's not going. Let's see it. Yeah, I pulled off. Yeah, something. Like 3. Yeah, it's got like a little clip right there. There you go. Yeah. So it's got, if you see it there, take a look here. So if you see it here, so you got basically to pull it out, you gotta squeeze those 2 little side clips, right, to get it out. So that's that. And then open it up slowly. Yeah, it's a little dirty. And then down here, if this is original, it's got like 2, this little like tab. I don't know if you can see that. That little leg right there, that's where you're gonna grab, that's the strip along the bottom. So you should be able to just pull that. And actually, I usually like to have a big box. Let me do that. Is how I would do it. Is I like to have a box that's gonna kind of, yeah. Let me let this kind of lean over and sit on something, or have something there just so when this comes loose. Well, it's not gonna come loose because I got the double-sided the painter's tape on it, so it'll kind of hold it in place as well. So hopefully yours come off like that easy. That was pretty good. And usually that is the case. I can get this off my hands. That is pretty much it. Is the removal. Be careful with these screens. You just nick them. That'll be the end of that. So here you can see how the foam, right? You got to clean both of these sides because remember this, it's a foam that gets cut. So you have, residue back here and you have the residue over here. It usually comes off pretty easy if you just, peel a corner. And see, it comes right off. Bam. Okay, that was good. And the same way, up here, basically all the way around. Same thing on the LCD side. gonna have one that's probably gonna be a little more resistant, of course, but not too bad. And don't use a blade or anything here. I mean, it's just gonna, you're just kind of pushing it out of the way. Comes right off. So that's good there. We'll do the same thing on the LCD. Use plastic here. You don't want to scrape the paint off of the back of this. Just get one of the little corners up. That. But not least. Alright, so the LCD's cleared up. I'm going to put it somewhere safe. Don't want to mess that up. And then while you're at this, you might as well, get that computer and get it all blown out. I don't know if yours is going to be that bad, but if you see, it's all dusted out. So we're going to take this one outside and clean it up a little bit, and we'll be right back. Right, so we got it nice and cleaned up, and let's just go with this drive. Let's see how this goes. Got a T10 there. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't lose a screw. And hopefully we can just change it right from here. We might have to move this speaker a little bit. We'll see how that goes. See if we can get it in without having to move that. Cable is just out. It's gonna come out, but to get it back in, it'll be too difficult to plug it in without the space on this side. Because this, if you just push it, that's gonna pop out. But trying to get the other one to hook in there, we'll see how it goes. And then this is just like a little, I don't know, I guess, a vibration dampener or something. So we got a little SSD. We're gonna throw that on there. Why not? Let's see if we can. I don't think we're gonna be able to. Very little wiggle room here. No, we're not going to be able to do that. So we'll just loosen this speaker. There might give us enough room. Beautiful. Still not gonna get to. Take the speaker out. This cable down here, I already messed one up one time. So this power cable is the power button. But if you got really skinny hands and you can get that in, great, but we'll just do this. Actually, probably don't even have to take it off, but damn. So this power cable comes down and it goes through that groove on the speaker. So just be cautious, and that's why I don't want to mess around with it too much, that if you don't pull this out and you yank the speaker, you're going to yank this cable. And I can tell you from experience because I did it once. So you don't want to do that. You definitely don't want to do that. Oh, come on. I'm not going to take this one out. I'm not taking you out. Do I got to take you out too? Maybe not. I think I do. I might have to take that one out. Or the other way is loosening this side. Might have to loosen this side instead to get more slack on this thing. Or we're gonna have to take this guy out. And I did it before without taking this out, but it's not gonna go all the way. Unless I let you give it a try. It's right there. Just need some more light away here. Give me some light away here if you could. No, but get on this side. Because I think it's like right there. Or try that. On this side. So you figure out the best way for you to get that in there. But bottom line is, yeah, so we got that in there. And then these we can put on now. All right. Without getting it unplugged again. And then we'll put this bottom one. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. So we'll cut out all the miscellaneous parts where we got stuck, and we'll just go like right to it. And that's what happens in all these YouTube videos. Actually, this one we won't cut it out. We'll just leave it like that. But yeah, you'll see because it happens to us over here, right? So you see a YouTube video and the guy in 5 minutes, he just goes through and like, wow. And then you go try it, and no, it's not like that. There's a little cable where it's not. There's a screw that doesn't come out. You know, there's all these other things, and you're like, what the heck? But that's how it goes, right? Like in the movies, everything's perfect, but they took 1,000 takes to get the thing right. So that's pretty much it. I mean, you know, the SSD doesn't have any moving parts, so really none of that rubber anti-shock is really making a difference there. And then we're good. And this little guy, just squeeze that back down. And then this thing just goes up and around there. Gonna connect there. There's the hole. If you can try not to take it out, it's all the better. Because you got this little lip right here, which is the one that's snagging it. The easier thing is to remove that off of there, probably. No, we don't gotta worry about this side. So it should drop down now. Looks better. See anything holding it back. It's got to go way down. Screw's not holding it. Okay, there we go. It just, there's like a little plate there, which are these screws. If you take them off, that little plate will come off. I don't know if it's probably to seal the air, I'm not sure. But next time, we'll do it a different route. Right. So, bada bada boom. And do these little guys back. Where did she go? Which way did this little guy go? I cannot see. You recall? If it was that way or the other way around?
I have to check the footage.
It's gonna go. I should have definitely put this thing in. Alright, and no, it's gonna have to be the other way.
Yeah, flip it around.
Yeah, it's giving me. I don't think it could be this way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The cable seams, I didn't notice. What was it? That way.
Yeah, it is done. I had the clip on the other side. You see where that little square is? That cutout of the square?
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that side, it had that indent. Yeah.
I remember that clip being like that, but I guess that's how it goes. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Good to go. Right, then you got what I'm gonna do is I put the stickers on, I close it up, I run the operating system, I do everything, and then afterwards is when I actually seal it. So, but we'll go through all the stickers. And these adhesives are actually, I mean, they're different than the original ones. These are not like a foam that gets cut. And the reason why I know that is I had a customer come back on one that we did, and wow, it was a mission getting these things off. So you can pretty much figure out which ones are where, right? So that looks like it fits there. And we're gonna go, supposed to have, bubble there. I'm gonna put that out. Okay, good. Okay, good. Slide it up. Yeah. All right. And that's going there. Good to go. So we're gonna throw the screen on without peeling this, and that way we're gonna test it out. We're actually gonna reinstall the operating system and everything, and then once everything is good to go, we know we don't have no glitches, no hitches, then we'll just pop it off, and then you just basically peel these, boop, and put them back. I don't even disconnect the cables. We just lift it forward, pull these, and glue it back. So let's grab the new screen. Or not the new screen, this screen. what I'm gonna do is put that in place. And I'm gonna put some tape down here to so it doesn't move around. Let's see if we can get these connected from the top. Try from the top. Like I said, you could do it lying down as well. I think the lying down is actually might be easier. This one's not too bad. You got big hands. I don't know if I got big hands. Okay, that looks good. I'll have my cameraman give me a second check on that. How does that look? Good?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Thumbs up.
Looks good. And then a little down over here. This I think is actually easier.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see it? Can I see it?
You got it. Go.
Always give it a second look, make sure, and it looks good. So we got the install USB. That's how I install them. I use a USBs that we already have here set up. So we'll boot it up, press the option. The discs should come up if we did everything okay. And there we go. Windows. We'll keep going. I checked that drive on one of my computers. I wonder if when I check it, if it automatically puts some information on there and thinks it's Windows because it's not formatted. But the drive, I'll connect it to another computer, verify it, show that it's that it's 100%, that it's new, and all those kind of things. Even if you're buying something from Amazon, I've gotten something new from Amazon that is not new. It's refurbished. And we got it out of the wrong box. I'm sorry. So one of the things that I recommend, if you're going to replace a part, especially a hard drive, check it first outside. Make sure it has a 0 or 1 or 2, 3 start counts and no hours. If you're paying for new, you should be getting new. So it's possible that when I tested it, I guess Windows puts some information on there. That's interesting. First time I see that happen. So we booted up to our USB installation disk, and you're going to get to this menu. You want to go to Disk Utility because you need to format the drive. I actually formatted it already, and I didn't record it, so I'm going to go through it here. So Disk Utility, and then you're going to come up here. I already actually did that, but you would go there, it would say uninitialized. And then you would go to erase, and then here you would give it a name. That's what we normally give these, or if it's a Mac, we put Mac SSD. And then your format, if it's a a newer device, you're gonna go with the APFS, the Apple formatted. You can do any of these others, but it's up to you, what have you. So we're gonna do that. We already did, so I'm not gonna redo that. Also, when you're gonna do your install, if you're doing it from a USB, check your date. If your date on your computer goes off, you will get an error on the installation. It'll tell you that you have a corrupt install USB. Very common. They have, you know, some dates embedded in them, and then they have to coincide, not the exact date, but there's some time frames that the USB that you make has to coincide with the date on the unit. For example, I have some High Sierras that are old, and if the computer has the current date, they won't install. I have to put a date of, I think it's 2019, January 2019. I have to correct that date to get them to install. So if you do have a corruption error, it tells you that your USB install device, the installation drive is corrupt. Check the date on the computer, and it has to be within some type of allocated date from the time that USB was made and the date on the computer. So if you do want to check that, if you do want to check your date, you can do that up. Where do we go? I'm gonna go to utilities, and you go to terminal, and just write date right there. So got the correct date, so it should be fine. This current Catalina is working with using the correct date, but at some point it's gonna say corrupt, and then I'm gonna have to change the date back to whatever, October, you know, whatever this a date span allows it to install. So we're good to go there. We're going to quit terminal. That's it, and install. And then that's gonna take a nice little while. I don't think it's gonna be 3 minutes, but we'll see. So here we are, the OS has installed. So once it installs, you want to do your updates, which we already did. You're gonna come up and just hit your About Your Mac and just click Software Update. So this one's already up to date. You're always going to have some type of update going on there. So we did that. We installed Chrome on there too. So we have the two browsers, and that's pretty much it. The only thing left to do, like I mentioned before, is we didn't pull these tabs off, but since the computer's been checked, everything's good to go. We're basically what we're going to do, which I can't do because I can't shoot the camera and do that at the same time, but we're just gonna lift off the glass without disconnecting it. We're just gonna lift off the glass and peel the the double-sided tape off the sides, and then just put it back, and that's gonna be it. That will wrap up our iMac SSD upgrade, and that's what's going on today at PC 911.